Hey guys, I've made some changes in the past week because in order to get things done in the timeline that I have to, I had to start doing this outside of the stream. And since last 2 weeks I've been doing other things for these streams instead of the CAD, so I've been pretty busy. While you guys weren't watching, I finished up changing up the sides so this wheel can be on the outside instead of being pushed in. I also made this, instead of it being a loft, it's now just going straight in. I've also made drastic changes to the front, as you can see here. Since the UHMW during the fight at finals, it was just immediately sheared off, and basically the screws coming down to hold that in, it just wasn't working. That wasn't a good way to have this attached to the rest of the body. The screws can't handle this sort of shear loads like that. I'm deciding to have it be part of the front, but with that, I'm also changing it. So I'm going to need more work with this, but I have to see what kind of shoulder bolts I'm able to source. And that's going to affect sort of the dimensions of this. So I'm going to have to revisit this. But basically, I have it this way because I want to be able to experiment with the front of the robot and without having to take the whole front off. So that's what's going on with this sort of situation here. And I decided to not have the TPU cover the front of the base plate because of just printability. The base plate is cleaned up. I'll have to clean up the top. I still need to also change the weapon, which is probably what I'm going to do right now. But yeah, I had to move it so the top of the robot's mounted here. This is probably going to also prevent, because occasionally I get hits like here and here. Oh, hey there, King Pies Games. Welcome back. But yeah, because I'd get hit here or here, and then they would hit the top of the robot. And hopefully with this new design, it should mitigate that. But yeah, my current issue is the fact that I'm gonna have to finding a shoulder bolt that is this long and is at the right diameter. So that's what I'm gonna be working on. I'll work on that off stream because watching me look at McMaster car is not what I'm sure you guys come here. So I'm gonna change the weapon. I was gonna add repeat robotics. Instead of using this 2822, I was going to use the repeat robotics hub motor because it's easier to mount, and I'll be more comfortable with how it's mounted. It'll be more robust. Also, if I want to increase the weapon diameter to 2.5 millimeters, I can actually use the hub motor with the 2-inch diameter, or the 2-inch diameter instead. I couldn't use this hub motor, but now that I have, I'm going to go to 2.5 inch. I remembered to download it before the stream, but I didn't end up migrating the step file. Okay. Apparently I have to press this because I don't want this default thing. How much are these apart by at 8 inches? Actually, I go to here, at that. Okay, so it's a little over, just over a quarter. No, it's less than a quarter. Yeah, we're probably going to use as much of this. No, I don't want to put spots. I have some music going in the background. Okay. This is accidentally Christmas themed, I guess. I guess fits. I am sipping on eggnog tonight. This is a beetleweight. Sorry, I don't know when you commented that, but yeah, this is a beetleweight robot. This is actually my only beetleweight. I like to focus on ants since they're cheaper. You can get away with a lot more the smaller the weight class is. This being a beetleweight, a little bit bigger of a project. I sort of treat it differently. Yeah, the beetleweight punch spinner. So far, it's seen one event, but it was sort of a proof of concept and basically kind of rushed. Actually, it wasn't even that rushed. It just a little bit. Yeah, it's a 2.5 inch. It's because it's a punch spinner. That's why. So it's ends up adhering to a lot of the same rules that. It is a tiny weapon, especially for beetleweight. Think of it more like the diameter of a hammer saw blade as opposed to say, I want to make it transparent. Yeah, as opposed to like a full bird. Oh, I probably should have looked that up. What are the mounting screw holes on the motor? I gotta reference Peter's website. But yeah, I think I'm gonna have to make slots. I've actually never made an ant weight spinner. This is my first spinner. Which arguably I would not recommend your first ant weight spinner be a punch spinner. That 0 out of 10 would not recommend. Because this is complicated. Yeah, I haven't seen too many. Oh, because I'm separately, so I have to look at everything else. But yeah, it's I definitely only seen Antrim as far as punch spinners. What is this? Things feels wrong. Smaller. On this cat at least. There's no way this is smaller than 3. I have to get my hands on it before. I think the spacing's. This needs to be. Oh, needs to be bigger. This left because that's got to accommodate a 1/4 inch shoulder. Apex style beater. I don't know. Yeah, I was gonna ask. I didn't know what Apex was, but yeah, trying to make this a punch spinner without much reference, and it's your first spinner is not a great. Fuck did I just do? Oh, that's what I did. Angled bar spinner. Yeah, those are bar. I know bar spinners are and beater bars and stuff are pretty popular. Especially I know out east they're popular. There's a space here. I'm debating if I want to close it up or just run with it how it is. Because I would have to redesign too much stuff for this extra, like, what? Actually, this might be perfect. This might be the perfect amount. What's the... I just want to take a look at quick. Because I know it comes with a shoulder bolt. It's the... Okay, it's a 1.5 inch shoulder bolt. What's that? Yeah, it'll be cutting it close, but I should be able to make it work. The threads are going to be long enough that it should not be a problem. I actually have to do less redesigning than I even thought. I thought I was going to have to change things about it. Yeah, my original plan was to make a actually, yeah, my original plan was to make a ant weight spinner before I made Hodag, but I decided against it. Or actually, the reason why I went to this is because people wanted to go to Norwalk. That makes sense. What I want to do here. That makes sense. It's typically how it works. I know in our the Discord, the MRCA Discord, it's a lot of times just people on the call just working on CAD at the same time. This is gonna end up the oh, I didn't save it. That's because mostly because I didn't want to have to reinvent this mount. Why do stuff? Not like I was gonna do some magical thing. I don't know why this is. Do this and for actual. Yeah, I think I'll end up being. Okay, this is where the fun begins. Consequently, but yeah, this is you're not don't expect some fancy weapon. 'Cause not I don't have a bunch of experience with spinners, so breaking some ground with not gonna be reinventing good fancy stuff. I'll probably just going for a 2-point situation, making sure it's in line with the screws. Kind of worrying about rake angle. How we're gonna do. I literally just tack onto this circle. The lazy. Like, how much big do I really? Act point B. That's not paramount. I feel like realistically, I want it to be inch. That too much. I think 1/4 of an inch is reasonable. That's really not a lot. Because honestly, I'm gonna end up having to cut away some. I do 0.312. There. We're gonna add a coincident to that. What I'm trying to do is give me something. I probably want to do it from the angle. Audio. suggesting the audio stopped. Oh no, I think it's the background out. What's going on with that? But yeah, know what's going on with the background audio. If you can hear the cat meowing. Apparently just I don't want to put it too far this way because then it'll be too little material, but I think keep material. There we go. Okay, yeah. That way there's not like a little bit. What about this? Eventually I'm gonna have to circle back and check some diameters in it. But I'm not talking too much. I'm just trying to find a way to make this connect together. Oh, that's... Oh, it's because I don't want to mirror. That's what I... Forgot what I... Yeah, I saw his shrapnel mine video. It came out around the same time mine. Yeah, the odds of him working on it the same time as me was crazy. Did not see that coming. So far, this looks kind of ugly. Are you talking about his weapon? He screws it into the belt to hold on to. Which part just screws into the belt to hold on to? Nice. I'm trying to remember how I did the first time. My plan is hopefully to have this be the part to not be. Like the part where you have that meshes the belt. Oh. Yeah, I was considering I should probably just use screws for get angry for this part. Yeah, it would probably make more sense just to have screws. Especially for this part. Now I'm trying to focus on this weapon. Unfortunately, I'm not as experienced as other builders in this. I have two. I have too many. Terribly, terribly wrong. Oh, that's. I just sort of do that. Good, stupid symbol. I feel like this goes way further. The problem is I feel like this comes out so far. I'm like, I swear sometimes when I want to CAD something, I like forget every single weapon blade I've ever seen in my entire life. Like what even is even a combat rope? Yeah, but I think I need to make it tight. A little more material. Too much superfluous. Tried entirely cheaper to make. Currently right now I was planning on using heaters. The repeat robotics on motor is actually what I'm planning on switching to. So I did plan on using a smaller hub motor, but I'm going to use Peters, not SS. But yeah, I think for what I'm trying to do, I like the repeat robotics hub. And I think I didn't actually check that sub motor, but the repeat robotics one actually fits pretty perfectly with my dimension. I think Solidworks, what are you doing? Forgot to be blue. this to try to get it. This is gonna be ugly as sin. We're gonna do this. Apparently didn't like. Wait, I never actually did an interior. Oh, I don't know what was so loud. Edit it here. Okay. Great more. Fix and cuts in. I'm trying to remember what my last. What are my options? And what? I'll see how it looks with the. Obviously, I'm gonna have to cut 3D printed for the main weapon mount. I'm just gonna stick for the for that for now. I think maybe I'll have to switch to something else in the future, but currently it's 3D printed. I did change how it was, like the geometry of it, so it's not all one 3D printed part. Like since then, you know, like. We'll have to see how it holds up. Yeah, I may have to switch in the future. Then because I feel like if I switch to like, oh my god, that's I'll have to switch to got this almost like an extra, almost like an extra actor. I considered UHMW. It'd be for the main sides. Yeah, for this part I considered UHMW for this. This part would be super easy, but this part I would have to get like CNC'd. So like the one side would be super cheap and the other side would be. But I want to have the 3D printed version in a space where I'm not changing it all the time before I make more expensive parts. Like this bottom part for the next event, there's a good chance it's going to be 3D printed. It might break because it's 3D printed, but I'm making too many iterations for me to do it out of like aluminum. But I think at one point one point I do want to make this bottom plate carbon fiber. Yeah, this needs to be brought in. Radials. Oh, is it? Figure out what it works in various ways. I guess that's enough. Oh. You're home. Single rail. I'd have to have something a little bit more robust. Honestly, the reason why I have the two rails instead of like the single, because what Seth, I'm assuming you're referencing to what Seth uses. He uses the linear bearing. I'm cheap, and two rails is cheaper than one linear rail. Like his way is probably more right, but those rails can add up in price, what he has going on. And if I did the cheap way with my linear shaft, then it would be a single linear shaft I wouldn't feel comfortable with. But if I had a single linear bearing, I just didn't feel like shelling out for the blade. Yeah, Hodag is definitely cheaper than shrapnel. Especially honestly, the version that I'll probably be taking to the next event will be cheaper than my previous version of Hodag, and that version will probably be cheaper than shrapnel mine. Barely too. Oh, I didn't realize making it. Because I feel like also this design is so experimental that trying to do something too expensive would be pretty risky. That looks the way. Okay, that looks like a real weapon. Okay. Now that's what I call a weapon. I could arguably, I might. I'm because I know the tech document has this in line, has, I think, wants this more in line with that. So I may want to push this down a little. Be in line with the tech sheet. Yeah, I'll have to double check with consent. Yeah, I definitely could go with that arguably. I'll have to check. If I go for a bigger weapon blade, I may be more inclined to back. Sketch. Material. Bridge. Okay, that should be plenty for send. 0.25 is the number they're asking for. Looking at the, are you gonna, for this one, I'm not sure if I will. With like a 2-inch weapon blade, it's kind of, I don't have a heck of a lot of space to work with. So like getting enough, because I think a lot of the single tooth, they have like a lot of times room to make it a lot. I don't have as much room to work with such a short blade, so I might not bother. Because with longer blades, it's a lot. There's a little bit more area you can have it be asymmetrical. I think I just don't. That sounds like too much of a headache for how small this diameter is. I guess I could do like an egg shape, but I might consider it, but it's not it's not a priority. But I like 2 teeth, especially just kind of how this is mounted. I think it's good with 2 teeth, but and it's not yeah. Especially with how these screws are, that'd be kind of annoying to try to get this to be. Oh, I was going to increase the thickness. Forgot what was it? 0.375. Ooh, that's a thick boy. Now I want to add bullets. Want it a little. Check. Trying to remember how much. Take a quick look at the old weapon. Are you crawling on the ground to go? Yeah, because this is the old one. The like sort of this situation. That was like 0.19. Hi, I have a guest appearance. Ah! She didn't want to stay, I guess. You don't want to be a prop. Yeah, so I'll have a little bit more tooth engagement than my old one. In addition, so this old version, this is a total diameter of 2 inches, and it's got less than a 1/4 inch of like tooth bite. Well, this has. I think that without the fillet, it ends up being about a 1/4 of an inch. So it's got a little bit more. Not a drastic increase in tooth size, but it hopefully is good enough. And an extra 1/2 inch in diameter. Doesn't look so much that way because this is a slightly bigger hub. The hub motor is bigger than the motors I was using before. And now we have a little bit of a rake angle on it. It would. Now this should. This used to hold a bearing, but now it's got to be. It'll just be the same as that. I don't have to awkwardly glue a bearing into here like I did before. What else was I working on? Oh, I need to finish up the top. I haven't touched the top. I redid the bottom, the front. I need to mess with this. I'm gonna have to circle back to the front, like I mentioned earlier, because having the size that I need of shoulder bolt is gonna limit kind of what happens up there. So this may end up looking. Because currently because originally the plan and how I have it catted here is for a 1/4 inch shoulder bolt. But I was thinking that a 1/4 inch is kind of excessive. But I'm realizing that shoulder bolts with a smaller diameter than a 1/4 inch don't quite go that long. Ones that do are like specific materials. I could also look at other fastener suppliers too. That's also an option. We'll have to. That's going to take time. And I'm definitely going to have to do that a different night. Yeah, unfortunately, the exciting part is I already did the exciting part. actually. I've been here about an hour. I'm debating. Pitch anyway. There. Really let me down. Literally every stream I have a different solution for me. Hey, look at. This I would have been the smart thing. Okay, now to trim some. Got it. Yeah, I end up having to cut into these little uprights and I decided, since originally the original design there wasn't a heck of a lot of material to hold on the top and the front, so I decided to add in a feature. I think a length will work fine. That way it's not, I think it's better to not have it go quite up to the edge anyways, because it's less likely to get caught. Oh. I'm gonna have to fix those holes. Because the holes are based on the screws for some reason, and the screws aren't in the right place. Why we go back? Switch. Come Okay, those holes are fixed. Really the most exciting part about CAD. Fix all the things that I broke. Oh, it's the back. Okay. I think I'm gonna also reduce a lot of these. I didn't end up putting the switch here anyways, so we're not gonna. I think I went a little aggressive on the speed holes anyway. These ones. Get rid of all the speed. Ironically, I ended up using these ones in the back to mount the switch, so I'm not super eager to get rid of them until I find a better way to mount my switch. Also, why didn't I put a fillet on the end? Topic. Actually, I changed my back one because I feel like it creates a way too thin. Although it might, I'm also pretty sure I just accidentally did one. I think even in the, yeah, even here I have it right here. That feels like. You don't need any. Add a couple new ones. I don't know why, or maybe I'm just dumb. Tell me if I'm just being dumb. But when I have this problem whenever I try to do fillets with multiple bodies, a single part with multiple bodies, it doesn't let me do fillets for multiple bodies. I haven't, like, is that just how it is, or am I missing something? Because if I try to put a fillet over here, it's gonna get angry at me. Unfortunately, I filleted everything. If I try to like that, it's like nope. Yep, multiple bodies cannot be filleted in. I try to do that a lot because sometimes I forget that symmetrical parts I just do as a single part because I find it easier. So this is okay, yeah, just the way it is. I wasn't sure if there was a setting I was missing. So this is what it's mostly gonna look like. I haven't designed forks for this. These are still the old forks. But yeah, this is what we're looking at so far. I'm mostly want to adjust the dimensions of this. I'm gonna have to spend some time looking at some shoulder bolts, some real exciting stuff. But then once I do that and pick that out, I'm going to actually design forks. I'll actually probably have an array of different fronts for them. I think you need a fillet to round the extrusions. Extrusions on the top plate? What do you mean, the extrusion? Because this is just a laser. This is a flat part. Rounded it. I guess I'm not following. I don't really have any more edges to fill it on the top. Oh, the front of the bolts? I think it's rounded enough. I don't think I really need that. Plus, I didn't do it on this. I wasn't planning on doing it on this part. I mean, I could. I thought about it, but I don't think it's worth it. Especially with how shallow that angle is anyways. Like, I could, but I think I'd be splitting hairs at that point. But there would be a reason. But yeah, I'm debating if, because currently right now, the front plow is a single inch. I'm debating if a single inch is going to be enough. And I'm not going to know until it's like too late. Because I also feel if I make it too tall, then they become a little too floppy. And also it'd be just wasted weight. I have it upside down somewhere. Oh yeah, because that is a lot. Gonna have a lot more bite. Probably whatever is gonna be is like that. This looks a lot better than our previous version. In that sense. Yeah, I think that's, I'm going to call it for now. I'm going to have to spend some time looking at shoulder bolts, and I don't really want to do that on stream because I don't feel like that makes good content. But I'll catch you guys. I won't be streaming next week because next week is Thanksgiving, and I'll probably be done with Hodag by the time I do the next stream, the Thursday after Thanksgiving. But I'll probably, there's a new bot that I'll be working on, so I'll pretty much be starting from scratch, starting a bot from scratch. And I'll talk more about what that bot is during that stream. So I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Or, yeah. Bye, thanks.